Let me tell you a little bit of the backstory to this segment or series. Here in the States, Tim Paulson from Rochester and I have been discussing the use of titanium in a classroom environment to teach not just mobile programming, but programming in general to high school age students and higher. Towards that end, we had both been investigating the ways in which we could push lesson plans and operational code to devices. Android really isn't a problem, as most devices will run unsigned code or accept code from non-market sources with the change of a setting or two on the device. But iOS devices presented much more of a challenge due to Apple's insistence on locking up device access. Following David Bankier's Hacking Titanium presentation at CodeStrong 2012 in San Francisco this year, he revealed a number of these new features that I'm about to show you. After his presentation, a group of Titans and Accelerator engineers had gathered to investigate the use of David's technology to reduce the learning curve of titanium, to cut back on the installation requirements, that out-of-box experience, so to speak. So I've got 4 devices here, and they're going to represent my classroom. And I'm going to go ahead and segment the class simply by adding a room to the login dialog. And I can push a blue lesson plan out to my S3 doesn't want to work right now. It happens. And we're going to log this guy into the red segment. And gotta love live demos. They never seem to work the way you want them to. Alright, and then we can push a red lesson plan out to my students in the red segment of the classroom. And I did that simply by indicating that they were each in a room. These guys over here being in the blue room and these guys being in the red room. See if we can get that one to come up again. There we go. All right, so we could actually say this is student 1, put this student in a room of their own called student 1, and student 2, student 3, and student 4. If needs be, I could actually push a red lesson plan to the students that I've got in my blue room, and we could do vice versa. We could iterate down, we could use a script to iterate down through the list of the separate rooms on the server, pushing one common lesson to every student in the classroom, or we could have each of the students ship their own code back up to their own device. So student 1 would push his own code to his while he's working, and then as we moved into a lesson where we wanted to show something to, or a section of the lesson where we want to show everybody the same thing, we could iterate down through that. I hope this gives you an idea of some of the things you could use tishadow for in a training environment. I've placed a link at the bottom of the article to Tim Paulson's in-progress lesson plans, and as always, feedback is welcomed. So thank you, and you have a good afternoon.